Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Memorial Day edition of Chubs Gone Wild, episode 446, recorded on May 30th, 2022. It's currently 82 degrees and sunny outside the Chubs Gone Wild studios, where it is 154 days until Halloween, 209 until Christmas, and 155 days until TJ Zombie Girl retires. Happy Memorial Day. How's your Memorial Day going? Allergies, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, pretty good.
Oh, I didn't realize my eyes looked that bad. Okay. Wow. Yeah.
They're fine, but I mean, I can tell that you're kind of, having some allergy issues there. But we see Teddy.
Yeah, there he is right there.
Yay. For those who are not watching the video, Tom is nude. He is completely nude. Now we do just see Teddy and his beautiful upperness, but yeah, that's hot.
Well, it is the unofficial beginning of summer.
That is, well, yeah,
Unofficial.
Yeah, you are correct in that. Let's see. We did get a new comment here, so I just want to make sure that is included in today's agenda. And I'm just going to put that right over here in our feedback. Woof. Well, as close to it as we can get. All right. Well, it is Memorial Day. I just got home from spending the morning at the family plot in Rockland, the cemetery up there. Our family owned quite a bit of the Clover Valley and Placer County, all that good stuff. So we have a nice big plot stuck up there, and we went and visited and said hello to everyone. And my uncle and aunt, the religious ones, who are taking a step back from being overly religious at the moment, came, and we just hung out and had a very nice time in the cemetery. It was lovely. We got to see the service and everything, listen to bagpipes and taps and all that good stuff too. And all right, it was fun. What'd you do?
Slept in and then watched paranormal shows.
Well, see, paranormal shows, you got ghosts. I mean, that's part of, the memorial thing. You're just memorizing them, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, we want to thank our patrons. Patreon offers folks a way to support creators and receive rewards not open to the general public, like, My Life in Fragments podcast, books, videos, and more. And we want to thank our current patrons, Clinton Nephi Nick, DJ Sauce, from the Universe, Eric, Sean, Charles, Brother Sinatus, Phoenix Dave, Kingsley, and Moose P. Please visit patreon.com/madburlingame if you would like to check out becoming a patron for as little as $1 a month. Now, we do have a few things that happened today in history, including in 1431 at Rouen in English-controlled Normandy, Joan of Arc, a peasant girl who became the savior of France, is burned at the stake for heresy. Yeah, just like how they treat women. Sure, you can win wars for us, you can save the country, you can do all this stuff, and then we're just going to burn you. Great.
Well, she had the Lord behind her. She was a sister who really cooked.
I have heard that. And it's funny because I thought the same thing when I put this in here. I was like, I'm not going to do that. Also, in 1922, the former President Taft dedicated the Lincoln Memorial.
Which one?
The Lincoln Memorial?
No, which president?
Oh, President Taft.
Oh, he was the fat one.
Yes, Queen. He was a President Chub gone wild. Well, let's see if we celebrated any holidays today other than Memorial Day. It's Loomis Day, which is interesting because we just passed the town Loomis. Also, it's Memorial Day. Who knew? My bouquet's got a hole in it. Oh wait, no, that's my bucket's got a hole in it. Sorry, I've been watching too much Keeping Up Appearances. Also, it's National Creativity Day. I'm feeling creative. Mint juleps. Ugh. Water a flower. Kind of did that. Also, World MS Day. Oh, that's not Microsoft. Okay. Yeah, I think that's muscular sclerosis. Isn't that the? Oh yeah, because Jerry used to do the big telethon around Memorial Day, right?
Right.
Yeah, he's dead. Also, today's affirmation. Oh, where is it? Okay, here we go. Deep breath. I share kind, loving thoughts with everyone. I'm not sure I'd go that far. But
Well,
what
you gossip a hell of a lot, so maybe that's what they mean.
I share loving thoughts that should probably be kept private, but
You told me, and you didn't say not to say anything.
right, exactly. Woo. Let's see. All right. We do have some birthdays coming up, probably a lot because people were really doing stuff about 9 months ago and 100 years ago and stuff. But today we celebrate Marcus and writer Brandon Witt. Skip down here. There we go. We also wish happy birthday to Rick Arnold. Oh, Cheryl Mikowski. There's a name for you. Dale, Philip, Mark, Jeff, Robert. Oh, that Daniel. He's a listener. Daniel's a listener, I'm telling you. Also, oh, there's another Daniel. I don't know if he's a listener. Also, Tim and Gregory. Happy birthday, everybody. Wow, there's a lot of interesting birthdays coming up here soon. Lots of podcast people. I love podcast people. It really is cheap therapy, you know. Anyway, moving on. Let's see, we did get a little bit of feedback. Now, the first feedback we got here was from Sean, who said Matt's t-shirt is hilarious. And thank you very much for that. Now, the one that he was referring to at the time was the one where I was wearing the Star Trek or the Star Wars shirt, and it says Star Trek under it, which was really fun. Now, the shirt that I have on now, it doesn't disappear, is the Yoda shirt, Words of Wisdom. And when you pull it up, you can tear off all the little sayings that he has. I love this shirt. Anyway, oh, we did get an older, I found an older, he's not, oh, well, he is. Anyway, it's older comment. I found it on Facebook. It got buried. And so I just wanted to go ahead and throw it out there anyway. From that Tim in Alaska. And he says, hey guys, read the punt in the bottom of the wine. The standard size wine bottle will always have 750 milliliters, regardless of the size of the punt in the bottom. The punt adds strength to the bottom. Oh, sorry. Of the bottle, and in earlier times ensured that the bottle would sit flat. So that's a little bit of interesting.
That is interesting. I've never heard that.
Yeah.
And I've always thought it was called the bell, but okay.
Huh. I have never heard it called anything except the, thing in the bottom.
The thing in the bottom.
Yeah. Where they. But that's interesting. Thank you so much, Tim, for writing and letting us know that. I did not know. And also, I apologize that your comment got buried and I did not get to see it until just now. All right, we do have some queer headlines.
Thank you.
Now, I tried to find some better ones.
Oh, thank goodness.
Because I'm just, the headlines today are so. Anyway, let's see. Florida high school student waves a pride flag and comes out at graduation to defy "Don't Say Gay" law. Good for him. Also, Discovery Plus is opening the book of queer and LGBTQ celebrities and couldn't be prouder about it. Eric Servini, Dominique Jackson, and Leslie Jordan sit down and discuss their new docuseries, The Book of Queer.
Oh, that's good. I was hoping Leslie Jordan was not saying he's just coming out.
Yeah. Poor boy, I don't think he was ever in.
Yeah.
Did you see the pictures of him when he was younger?
Yes, we've discussed this before.
Yeah, I just had to bring it up again, though. So cute. Anyway, he's another one. You and I were just talking a little bit last night about, and I forget his name, but he has he's a character, like a
character actor.
Yeah, and he has just been on friggin' everything. He's on Grace and Frankie. He's on Call Me Kat. He's Will and Grace. He's just like, I have watched older shows from years ago, and all of a sudden he just pops up. He's on everything. And
I know, and it's weird because when he is on the shows, he's not let's say he's not the lead actor.
Mm-hmm.
He's usually at best a sidekick, but he's on multiple episodes when he's on.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing that's really weird. It's not like, oh, he's just doing one in, one out character to fill up space. He is like, like on Frankie and Grace, he is the guy who produces Robert's plays down at the gay theater. So he's kind of like the Matthew character.
Yeah, I could see that. But I love him. And then Leslie Jordan is kind of the same way. It's like, I'll just turn on the most random show and watch it long enough, and he'll just pop up on some episode.
Yeah, but he is like special guest star.
Yes.
Because it just, I don't know when it clicked over. Maybe it was Will and Grace after it was on Will and Grace and they got the Emmy for it. After that, he just was like, he's either in the show or he's special guest star on this particular episode. But yeah, I think he's slightly higher up standard for actor, as far as, he's getting paid a hell of a lot more than the guy from Frankie and Grace.
Yeah. And both of them were on Will and Grace. Both of them are on Call Me Kat. And then Leslie Jordan, I even had an episode of Reba, actually several episodes of Reba that he popped up on. So very fun. Anyway, so that'll be interesting. And then Starbucks is going to pay travel costs for trans employees getting gender affirming care. Starbucks isn't the only employer helping people travel to get abortions or gender affirming care as states attack the right to healthcare access.
Yeah.
That's really interesting and good.
They're fuckers.
Huh?
They're fuckers. Not Starbucks, but
these
states. It's like we're gearing up towards the June elections, and it's like every once in a while it's like, oh, Democrat. Oh, then you get this one guy who's going, affirmative. What is that race thing?
Affirmative action.
No, the race thing where they're saying that kids are being taught in school that to white kids to hate themselves because of
is it it's critical race theory?
Critical race theory, yes.
Yeah.
And all that is, see, what they don't want to talk about, they don't want to talk about the Holocaust. They don't want to talk about slavery. And they don't want to talk. What was the other thing? There's one other thing. Oh, about the treatment of immigrants. They don't want to talk about any of that because that makes white children feel bad because, let's see, we killed all the Chinese back during the 1850s. The slavery, and and it's always been white the white males,
Mm-hmm.
straight white men,
Yeah.
creating this kind of an atmosphere, and we don't want to put that on our children. It's like, it's called history.
Yep.
It's
That's
not.
right. So it was.
It's nothing we're making up. It's history.
Yep.
That's like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You cannot eliminate history to make kids feel better about the people that they come from.
They come from colonizers. I mean, I come from colonizers. I found out that 13 how do you phrase it? 13 of the people that came over on the Mayflower, I'm related to. So, original colonizer, here I am. And you know what? I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that everybody knows that's bad. They were bad people.
Well, yeah, but that does not land on my shoulders.
Right.
Which exactly. Are, by the way, look how good my shoulders look.
I know. I was just thinking that. And the little fur on the edges, it gives you a little glow. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like, I don't take credit for anything.
Right.
Somebody in my family may have done 200 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not. If I'm not taking credit for it, I'm also not taking the blame for it.
Right.
Yeah. So
but you know what we are? We're aware of it, and we're going to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Oh yeah.
So, all right. With that, Tom wants to talk to you about.
Okay, so I started watching Outer Range. That is on Prime. It's with Josh Brolin, kind of a Western sci-fi. And I've only gotten 2 episodes in, and it's so very, very weird. I don't know what's happening.
Clint said the same thing. He said it was so weird until you watch the last episode, and then it all makes sense.
I hate that.
I know. I agree. But yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Survivor. We had the finale this week. Marianne ended up being the one who won. And Marianne was this young black girl who she's like mid-20s, so I can call her a girl because she's not quite a woman yet. It doesn't because she was always like, everyone's going, oh my gosh, she doesn't stop talking, she's giggling all the time, laughing this is Survivor, people, we need to take this seriously, that type of thing. But we got down to the last 4 people, and they got rid of Jonathan, who was the hunky beast.
Oh, I saw that photo. Yeah.
And it's like they were sitting there going, who should we go up against? And I'm like, well, if Jonathan isn't in the top 3, Marianne wins hands down. And it ended up being 1 vote for Mike, 0 votes for Romeo, and Marianne got all the other votes. And it was funny because Romeo brought Marianne into the finals, and I'm like going, oh, you're stupid. You are stupid. If she makes it in, she's going to win, and she's definitely going to beat you. And she did. So let's see. Top Chef Hilton, Houston Hilton. Yeah. We are down to the final 3, right?
I think so. I haven't watched the last.
Yeah. We are down to the final 3. So I won't say who got voted off, but it was, it's kind of where I expected it to go. So, but still, we got 1 week left of that, and that'll be good. I mean, but it'll be over, and that's sad. Let's see, finish the circle. It was weird because they just, it was just how it ended up turning out was very, very strange. The voting. Well, what happened was we had a couple instigators in the group.
Okay.
Who were, churning the pot just to see, get people, like paranoid and upset. And it usually didn't work out for them. But what it also did was it also made everybody stupid. So it's like, one thing we did accomplish this time around was just because you're catfish doesn't mean you can't be a good ally.
Right.
Where, because you have the other people playing themselves and they're assholes all the same. So, it's like just something that never kind of crossed over in the previous seasons that it's actually okay to be as long as you're loyal to the people you're associated with.
Right.
Doesn't matter if you're a catfish or not. So that was kind of fun, but that's over with now. So Survivor's over, Circle's over, Top Shelf is over next week. So it's been a rough week for me. Let's see. On the Challenge All Stars, it's funny because this is only on Paramount Plus, but they just announced that they're taking people from Survivor, people from Big Brother, and I think it's The Amazing Race, and probably even that weird one that's kind of like Afraid and Naked, but it's not.
Oh, Naked and Afraid, but yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and what they're doing is they're doing the challenge on CBS. So they're doing it, but they're doing it with CBS related series.
Nice.
And they really do have, the challenges are like crazy. And the good part about it is they're crazy, but they don't have to travel, because that's the part that I hate about it, The Amazing Race, is the traveling aspect. On a plane.
I don't like the plane stuff and all that, but
driving in a foreign country.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite that's my favorite reality show, probably.
Ugh, hate it. Okay. But the Challenge All Stars 3 is still fun. These people are just amazingly messy. They're just so. Well, first of all, the majority of them are in their 40s, and they're doing stuff that they did when they were in their 20s and could barely do it. Now they're in their 40s and they're going, "Oh my God, I'm going to die." Yeah, well, yeah, look what you're doing. Let's see. Hacks has been good. That's the Gene Smart HBO series. Really?
Yeah, I heard she got it twice.
What?
I heard she got it twice from that guy.
Oh, sure. The Offer is still fun on Paramount Plus, which is the making of The Godfather. Really fun. Right now we're deep into the filming, and things are still going wrong. And one of the mafia boss that has been ordained, he's been like, "Oh yeah, I can't wait for the movie to come out." He just got shot up, so we don't know if he's dead or not. Big things happening. RuPaul this week was the Vanna White challenge. It's the Vanna White ball challenge. And so the first dress that they had to do was something you'd see Vanna White out turning letters in. And of course, Vanna White was there. So that was really fun.
Nice.
And then they had to make their own dresses, which was a nightmare for some of them, because, not everybody can sew. That's all it comes down to. And I get that. Even on, if you're on Project Runway, you better know how to sew. But on RuPaul's Drag Race, I understand that, not everybody sews, but you should at least have some kind of knowledge of how to sew things together. Mostly what they were doing, a couple of them were using hot glue as a means to joint material together. So still fun. We watched the Ricky Gervais comedy stand-up. And he does make jokes about everybody, including transgender people and gay people and lesbians and straight people and people with children. And he covers all the bases, and it's not like they're jokes. It's not cruel. It's not trying to sway people against another group of people. It's just they're jokes. So, and I know people are going to have a problem with it. Watching Stranger Things season 4, which just started on Netflix. Really fun so far. Moves really well. I guess in the past, they only had like 5 or 6 episodes. Well, the first half of this season is 7 episodes. So I don't know how many we're going to end up getting, but it's all been very good so far. Let's see, then started watching Obi-Wan Kenobi, the new series on Disney Plus. Really fun, really good. It's I love the way they do these series. They're taking their time and they're making some interesting choices, and they're you know, they're and the way that they're following the storyline. So this is in between episode or well, movie number 3 in chronological order, and before the New Hope, which was the original Star Wars. So it's right in between there. So that's so he's watching Luke grow up, basically,
Right.
to make sure he's safe. So he was on that awful sandy bullshit planet for a long time.
Tatooine.
Yeah. So let's see. Then watched 2 movies this week, which was Sonic the Hedgehog 2,
Oh, really?
which is on Paramount Plus. I don't know if it's anywhere else. I don't know if it went to theaters or not. But I mean, if you like the first one, you'll
I
like
think
it.
it was in theaters. Yeah.
Yeah, this one is better than the first one, I thought. But you know, it's still a lot of Jim Carrey, and you know, a lot of Jim Carrey. And then they had they introduced 2 more of, I guess, the animals from the game. They've got Tails, which is a fox with 2 tails, and then they've got what looks like an orange Sonic with long hair and big knuckles. They call him Knuckles.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So if you're familiar with the game, you probably would remember that. But it's I mean, it's entertaining. It's so funny. We're watching like really cool other stuff, and Sean's like way into Sonic. It's like, okay, you're 39 years old, not 12. And then Ghostbusters Afterlife, watched that yesterday, which now just came available on Stars. So or you can rent the movie at like a Redbox if you have the means to watch a DVD and or Blu-ray.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
but it was I thought they did it really, pushing the Melissa McCarthy thing out of my mind. This is a real sequel, and basically it's 40 years later, and once they cleared all the ghosts out of New York, there wasn't a whole lot of work,
Right.
and so Egon moves to Oklahoma because he's figured out that this is where all of the energy is going to build up and explode the next time it comes available. So
Right.
And of course, at the very beginning, this really does, it's a bit of a spoiler, but not really. He dies at the beginning of the movie. I mean, it's like within the first few minutes, and then his daughter and her 2 kids end up coming to stay at the house that he lived in Oklahoma. And of course, the little girl who looks just like him seems to have the easiest time figuring out what's going on. So fun show, good special effects, a lot of really good characters. The kids all were talents, so had a real Stranger Things feel to it, including one of the actors from Stranger Things. So
Yes.
and then what to look for coming up in either starting this month in May or starting in June. We've got the Orville starting next week. The Boys on Orville will be exclusively on Hulu. The Boys is exclusively on Prime. Secrets of Dumbledore just came available today on HBO Max.
Yes.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, that I mentioned, Stranger Things as well. Fire Island will start on Hulu next week, and
Nice.
that is a kind of a Asian forward gay show taking place, of course, on Fire Island during the summer. It includes Bowen Yang is in it, so he's one of the main actors. Good for him. Let's see. Then we've got Sonic 2, which I've mentioned. South Park special is going to be exclusively on Paramount Plus, coming up shortly, sometime next couple of weeks. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers just started on Disney Plus. And the Sonic twice. Umbrella Academy starts in a couple weeks on Netflix. The Great Food Truck Race is going to be on the Food Channel, favorite around this house. Big Brother starts at the end of June on CBS, and So You Think You Can Dance started last week or 2 weeks ago on Fox. So I think you can also see that on Hulu if you would like. So lots of good stuff starting, which is good because everything else is all done for the season.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's very tough.
Yeah. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of good information. And I'm glad you got to see Ghostbusters finally. I loved it. I thought it was an amazing film. I loved the actress that played the granddaughter.
Now, have you seen what she looks like in real life?
No.
Oh my God. She's like this cute blonde girl.
Wow, I thought she was fucking amazing in the movie. But
oh, I did too. I think she really grasped the character of her grandfather.
Yeah, me too. Okay, well, for me this week, I had for the new Pride issue of Outward came out. It had 4 of my articles in it and several ads. So that's very cool. If you want to check out that, if you're a Patreon patron of the show, you will get it in the Patreon feed. But other than that, you can go over to outwardmagazine.com and check out their big, gigantic, huge Pride issue. Or you can just look me up on Facebook because it's all there. So let's see what else. Well, I already just talked about the cemetery and not much else huge. Not much else really happened this week that I know of. I did finish Halo. I will stick with it for season 2 if there is a season 2. But yeah, I wasn't overly impressed with the last episode. I was expecting it to really, do something wow to make me go, oh, now I want the next season. Come on, people. But yeah, I was just kind of left flat. Anyway, but I hope they do more shower scenes with him. And other than that, let's see. I did push my way through till the end of the current season of Handmaid's Tale. Now there's a season 5 that will drop at some point fairly soon, I think. But I finished season 4. It was tough to get through. It is a very, very intense. The whole thing is just either super intense or super slow. And this guy, cinematic stuff is just, beautifully set up. He's whoever is directing this, if it's one director or a bunch of directors or whatever, their cinematography and their setup and their everything is just beautiful. But oh my God, there's like out of 13 episodes, there's like 3 that is just people staring out windows and shit for way too long. That aside, the ending for season 4 was very satisfying and made me say, finally, some redemption. And okay, I'm ready for season 5 when it comes out. But I'm so glad to have a break because it's such a heavy show that it was actually getting to me kind of mentally. I switched over and I watched Obi-Wan, the first 2 episodes. I thought it was great. I thought it was almost movie quality. That it could have been an actual film. I really liked the characters. Little Leia. Leia. I know she's a spitfire. I was ready to smack her during that one part, which I won't say in case there's probably a lot of people that haven't seen it yet. But
I would have left her on the planet. That's all I'm saying.
I know you said that. But I really do like what they did with her character, that they didn't just make her some little princess character. She's a spitfire. So I really like that. And of course, Obi-Wan is very pretty to look at. I hear that they brought back Aiden Christensen or whatever the hell his name is for Darth Vader. I actually had the same reaction. I was just like, do we really have to watch him again? So hopefully they'll do something interesting. Maybe they'll just keep him behind the mask and we won't have to actually deal with it. But yeah, sorry, yeah. Anyway, then I watched the first two episodes of Moon Knight finally, and I just didn't care. I thought, here you have a brilliant actor and someone that I like, Oscar Isaac, and wow, what a boring show. Anyway, so I will stick with it. I mean, it's only like 6 episodes, I think. So I will. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll finish out the other 4 and hopefully be like, oh, that's really cool. But
Yeah,
so
when you get to
far,
the last episode, it all makes sense.
yeah. Well, right now I'm just kind of like, wow, this is pedestrian. This is not what I expect from Marvel. But anyway, and then finally I jumped right in last night and I binge watched Frankie, Grace and Frankie and Grace. I always forget which order it is, but it was so well done and so sad in so many ways, and yet so uplifting in so many others. Such a good show, and I am sad to see it go because I will miss the performers. I'll miss the actors, but they did a really good ending, and it was time for it to. It kind of ran its course. But yeah. Anyway, so that's basically what I watched. Yeah. So finally done with Handmaid's Tale, so I can actually watch some variety of stuff. And of course, Call Me Kat is renewed for season 3, so yay, very happy about that. All right, well, we want to remind you of something. We want to remind you to be loud and be proud and be too much and to be you. Spat Marker Clothing wants those of us who have been told that we are too much of something to turn those negatives into positives, and you can do that by using the code FMWildChub to get 20% off anything when ordering over at fatmarkerclothing.com. And summer's coming up, and I need a new pair of shorts, so hopefully they'll have something in my size. Yes, Queen. I just went over and voted. Julian is up for, I think, Grand Marshal of wherever they're at, and I voted for him. He'd be a great Grand Marshal. So, all right, ready for advice?
Sure.
Okay. My partner and I are planning our wedding for later this year. We have planned a child-free wedding from the start. My sister has 3 kids, 9, 7, and 5, and has always been fine with this, even saying that she was looking forward to a night without the kids. Well, during COVID, one of our only social outlets was our neighborhood dog park, and we became close with the people there. We had the idea of having a dog-friendly wedding and ran with it. We found a pavilion we could rent at a park where dogs are welcome and are really excited about the idea of a laid-back wedding with all of our favorite dogs and their people. And now my sister is angry. She says that she assumed a child-free wedding meant drinks and late-night dancing, not hot dogs and a playground within view. She feels like we have ranked our friends' dogs higher than her children on our priorities list, and pointed out that since it's a public park, there will be kids around no matter what. I promised her we'd think about it. I see her points, but I was really looking forward to my adults-only wedding, and I'm a little nervous about the mix of dogs and kids. Should I let the kids come or stand my ground? Signed, Wedding Planning is Rough. Nobody wants kids around.
No.
Dogs are okay.
Yeah, dogs won't, cause problems.
Right, and most of them are potty trained, so they won't shit on things. Oh, wait. Sorry, I guess they're
It's just, no, it's there's certain events that children shouldn't be at. Whether
right.
or not there's dogs at them or not doesn't mean it's anything less than an adult only show.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what they should do? He
Hmm.
should go, now this has to be adult dogs, no puppies, no children. Yeah, play that into
There you
the
go.
whole thing. Yeah.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, I would think that if you have 3 kids, you'd be happy for a night away from them.
Well, no, it's just now it's just a point of, oh, okay. So it's just the kids that you hate. And it's like, well, whether or not that's true doesn't matter. That's what we want.
Right.
That's all it is to this. And she's she gets all snippy comparing. Okay, now she's comparing her children with dogs. I don't understand why she would do that, but that seems strange.
I don't know. I don't know. And I guess I just also don't care, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's see what dear Prudy has to say. I can see your sister's point. When we have child-free weddings, we're usually either doing it for cost-cutting reasons or for wild and crazy reasons or both. And the appeal of fun grown-ups night out might be different from being playground adjacent, but it's your wedding and your expectation doesn't need to be your reality. Dogs require a little less oversight than kids, even at a park. And mixing dogs you don't know with kids under 10 could add stress to your day. So stand your ground on this one. It's your wedding. A compromise might be explaining to your sister that you're nervous about mixing dogs and kids and telling her that she can bring her kids if she wants, but that you worry it will become a playground day for her rather than a day to relax and enjoy some time with other adults and a lot of dogs. Those kids are definitely going to want to go to the nearby jungle gym no matter who is exchanging vows. Whatever. Just say no. Take a book from Nancy Reagan, or page from Nancy Reagan's book. Anyway, hey Chubs, what habits are holding you back from success?
Habits, not habits. My problem is that I don't want to spend all my time trying to achieve success thinking that's going to make me happy.
That is a very good point.
Yeah, when I'm perfectly happy as is, and I don't need to I don't need to run off and get because I see so many people that I know that have worked so hard to get to a certain success and they still haven't achieved it, or when they do, it's not what they hoped it was.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've been perfectly successful. I mean, I'm not a national actor, I'm not a well-known person, but other than that, I'm fine.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I understand. For me, I think that it would mainly be the what do you call it? The doing it, the
Effort, drive.
No, when you force yourself to sit down and write, when you're the training, the I can't think of the fucking word. It's a word we use every fucking day, I'm sure.
Coffee.
I wish. No, the stick to the forcing myself to sit down for a certain amount of time every day, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to write the not dedication, anyway, the words I can't fucking remember. So yeah. Hey Chubs, what do people do too much of today?
Well, it's the thing that people spend too much time doing is playing with their devices or working too hard. one or the other. And usually the two are not, the two don't meet. You either have people that are just so stuck on playing games. I mean, even when, let's say you're watching a movie, I'll tell you, they would let you bring your iPad to the movie theater, they'd have higher attendance.
Oh,
So people could play games while they're watching the movie, because that's the way it is at this house. And that's the way I see people constantly checking their Facebook, their Instagram, their emails, playing a game. And it's like, wherever you're at, you go to a restaurant and half the people are looking down at their device instead of looking at the person across from them. And then you have the other kind of person who just works and works and works and works to the point of where they have no time for themselves, no time for their devices. And both those, I think, are problems.
I think that those are great answers. Not, I don't know. I'll just go with like not listening, because I liked your answers a lot. Okay. Hey Tom. Oh, hold on. Wrong window. There we go. Okay. Hey Tom, how many songs has Dolly Parton written?
I'll say 128.
3,000. I know. Dolly Parton estimates that she has written close to 3,000 songs throughout her illustrious 7-decade career. While 450 of those songs have been recorded, Parton hasn't always been the artist to sing them. Merle Haggard, Hank Williams Jr., and of course Dolly, and others have done her songs. But yeah, she estimates about 3,000 songs.
Well, that's the thing that's funny, is people always assume that, first of all, artists only sing their own songs, and that they've written themselves. And it's like, I was mentioning to Sean, I go, Olivia Newton-John, she doesn't write her own shit. Cher never writes her own shit.
Yeah.
Half of what Manilow sang, well, more than half, he never wrote. Then the same thing with the Carpenters, same thing. I mean, you look at like James Taylor and Carole King were both songwriters before they were, performers. And what happened was they started writing such great songs, they decided, why are we giving them to other people when we can do them ourselves? But yeah, you go back in the 60s and the 70s, and most of the people did not write their own music.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until later, until people realized that that if you write your own music and you put it on your album, you get a full writing credit on that album. So every album that's sold, you get a residual. It's okay. It's the old famous thing where some snarky reporter said, "So Dolly, how do you feel about what's her name? Whitney singing your song? I Will Always Love You is such a bigger hit for her than it was for you." And she goes, "Well, you know what, honey? Miss Whitney can sell as many singles as she wants because I get a residual for every one she sells."
Yeah.
And it's like, and it was like, yes, that's exactly the thing. Is, and of course the reporter was like, oh yeah, that's great, not knowing that that's how things work. But you go back in the 60s, remember all those great songs performed by Black artists that ended up being performed by white artists. And what would happen is the Black artists would write the songs a lot of times, perform them, and then the record studios would finagle the rights away from them, and then let Pat Boone and and others like that sing the songs. And now the producers are making all the residuals.
Yeah, like I seriously, they would sell like for maybe $10. They would sell their song.
Oh, it was like nothing. Yeah. And it's like, oh, okay, well, we'll pay you. And of course, to a lot of those artists in those days, that was big money. I mean, they did get some good money for it, but not in long-term money. you know.
Right.
You go back and you look at what Berry Gordy did to a lot of his artists out of Motown. You know,
Yeah.
he had them hook, line, and sinker, and that was during the '60s. So by the time we hit the '80s, a lot of those people were in the poorhouse.
Yep.
Because they gave away all their rights
Yeah.
for what they considered fame at the time. Well, this will never end.
Right. And like the actors from early television shows that got nothing from reruns.
Right.
Because it wasn't in the contract, and a lot of them had to go back and sue for rights. Yeah, it was really messed up. But yeah. Okay, well, let's see here. Well, we do not have anything on our lunchbox.
Holy no.
I think Moose has been fasting. I don't know. I don't know what to say. So I'm very sad about that. But I'm sure that by next episode, he will have gone to 7 restaurants and
had
10 home meals
and had a barbecue, you know.
Yes. So hopefully we'll get lots of fun stuff. And we encourage everybody out there who listens, hey, you know what? If you like, hey, this is an awesome sandwich, and I can't wait to dig in. Just take a quick snapshot and send it to us at where was it? I have to remember. chubsgonewild@gmail.com. Just send it over. So, all right. And with that, send us an email at chubsgonewild@gmail.com. Leave us a comment at chubsgonewild.com. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/chubsgonewild. Watch videos of the show.
Focus.
I know. I'm like, my glasses are slipping. Watch videos of the show over at youtube.com. Just look up Chubs Gone Wild. And please consider becoming a patron of the show over at patreon.com/MattBurlingame. Find Tom's movie and TV reviews at swannerandjudd.com. Find their podcasts in iTunes or on iHeartRadio. And guess what? You're not going to find anything for the next 3 weeks. I'm very sad. I will miss them in the shower and have to listen to Taste Like Burning, which is cool because I'll be naked and I like listening to Tim and James naked. Okay, find out more about my books over at justkisstheguy.com and check out my other podcast at bigasexshow.com. And give us a call at
408-69 Chubs.
Yes, Queen. And that brings us to the end of the special Memorial Day edition. And, well, I guess we will catch you next week. All right. Bye.